Good morning and welcome to Kramer's Corner. It is Monday the 3rd of June and I'm back from a couple of days away. I needed a rest. We have S&P 500 bouncing from the 38.2 retracement at 51.93. Very strong bounce Friday actually, and if we can bounce further to move back above 60 threshold, this top and reversal pattern here, this bearish candle, bearish engulfing candle could come under pressure. A close above the peak there at 53.42, it will cancel it and we will see higher levels. If we take out lows from Friday at 51.91, well then sell off down to around 5100 is in the cards. Nasdaq 100 also very strong bounce, very volatile Friday, but also down to the 38.2 retracement. If it can bounce further, we could see higher levels, and again this bearish engulfing is needed to be taken out for really going into bullish mode. What is interesting here is that RSI is in a positive sentiment still, but there is no divergence indicating we are likely to see higher levels above this peak we saw here about a week ago. So that's really key. If we move below Friday's low, well then there is room down to around 17,800, 712 is level. Moving on to the European markets, we have Eurostoxx 50 that actually bounced above the 786 retracement. 786 retracement is not normally a level for the stock market. That is usually FX and yields market and also commodities. However, we bounced strongly and we are still above the cloud. It didn't close above it, we're not even near. We are still in a positive sentiment despite having some divergence here on the RSI. If RSI moving back above to close above 60, I think we'll see another test of the really strong resistance up here just above 5100, 5120, really a strong resistance level there. On DAX index, bounced from the 38.2 retracement and starting this Monday quite strong. If it moves back above the 60 threshold and also back above the falling trend line, it probably will occur more or less simultaneously. If it occurs, well then I think we'll see a higher level, also taking out this resistance and previous peak here, 18,893. Amsterdam index didn't even correct down to the 38.2 retracement at 895. Still in a positive sentiment despite massive divergence, but it seems still fairly strong. If it takes out 919, then I think we'll see a move higher towards 930 level, potentially a little bit higher. If it takes out the 902, well then I think we'll see a sell-off down to around 880, 85 level. The CAC 40 that has struggled lately, but a very strong bounce from 914. That was actually the closing price over here. Exactly the same here, within few cents, I would say. Didn't close below the cloud, bounced from the 100 moving average, and we are still bullish in terms of clouds. However, RSI is below 40, meaning we are in a negative sentiment. So I would be a little bit cautious. I want to see a breakout either to the downside from 79.1411, or if it takes out, and let's just add a little line here to highlight that right there. If it takes out 81.49, then it will have another go at the really strong resistance up here at 82.53. Finally, on the SMI 20, oh, it didn't update, sorry about that. I clicked, there we are. New all-time high, pushing higher after a correction. I think we'll see it pushing even higher towards 12,216, 12,250 level in this region here in the coming weeks. Euro dollar, well, rejected once again at the 108.85, peaked just a little bit above here, not as high as about, and then again also Friday. So I think it's safe to say we will be range bound between just below 109 this 108.85 level and the 108, and you can see the flat line here in the cloud that is key. And we also have the 200 moving average, we have the 55 moving average, so really some strong support down here. So I think we could be range bound in this area here for quite some time. With a bullish undertone, we have the RSI in a positive sentiment, no divergence, so another push above, and that could actually break it. So if it does, then it could suddenly be with a bang, and then we are looking at 109.80 or 110. Cable rejected at 128, 126.70. Key supports are also here. I think we could be range bound a little bit for quite some time. No divergence on the RSI, still positive sentiment indicating we could see higher levels, but it really needs to take out 128. Just very briefly, we'll need to talk about Euro sterling that actually managed to be beaten down quite nicely Friday, late last week, below the 85, 84, 95 support, but again managed to close back above, and now we have a correction or a bounce higher, and I think we'll see it bouncing a little bit higher. So let's have an idea where we could move to. Well, we got the 38.2 retracement. We could actually see a bounce all the way up to the 61.8 at 85.68. Dollar yen seems to be struggling a little bit, trading around this 157.5. Can't really get all the way up to 158.45, but the RSI is telling me that we should move up. That's the indication. There's no divergence because we need a higher close. Without a higher close on RSI, then we have divergence. So the RSI is actually telling me that we should move up and also close above the previous highest close here at 158.34, but it's really struggling at the moment, so very strong. And that's actually the key for all the yen pairs. If it drops below 156.35, well, then I think we'll see a correction down below 155. Euros, yen, really struggling at the moment to push higher, and I think we are in for a correction. Here we actually do have divergence. You can see this value here is higher than this one, but we have a higher close here, so there's actually divergence indicating a correction. And we can add Fibonacci, as you can see here, just to give us an indication. I don't think it would be that large, but it could correct down to 167.50, maybe a little bit lower. But let's see, it really needs to take out that low there from at 169. That's the key one. But we're still in an uptrend, but it is stretched and it is fragile. We have Aussie yen. Can't really get up to the 105 level, just below here twice. An RSI close above the upper falling trend line is likely to indicate that we will see a higher level above 105. But again, I think we will see a range-bound behavior between 103 and 105 here for quite some time on the Aussie yen. Sterling yen rejected at 275, 200 spots, 75 once a couple of times here, and I think we'll see a correction down to 197.20, possibly even lower, but let's see, but around that level there. Aussie dollar, can't really make its mind up. It is in a positive sentiment, it is in a bullish trend, but it is struggling, but the underlying trend is up and also supported by 55 moving average coming up, 200 coming up, 100 a little bit flat, but I think it will slowly drag around and start pushing higher. So we should see all indicators telling me we are likely to see higher levels on Aussie dollar. Dollar Canada, range bound 135.90, 137.40, 45. After this break of this, we can just add it here and again say, okay, after this break, but it couldn't really follow through, so then back down. And also here, indicators are telling me we should see higher dollar Canada levels, but it really needs to take out 137.45 to really push for that. Euro Swiss. failed to push higher, and as we can see here, it actually couldn't get past this 78.6 retracement just around 19.917 before we got hit by sell-off, and now we have corrected down to this 786 retracement, 97.70. I think we will see a bounce from here. We also have RSI still above 40, so we're still in a positive sentiment, and then expect a bounce higher. Key support at 97.25. Dollar Swiss testing the key level at 90. Dollar index range bound 105.08, 104.26. Gold, moving on to gold. Here we have gold spot that is failed to push higher and couldn't even get up to the 38.2 retracement, so I will delete that for now. Actually trading just around, let's zoom in a little bit, 23.14, and that's exactly where we are today, just a few cents above, a few dollars above, and the 55 moving average. If it can close, keep closing back above the cloud and back above 23.27, well, then I think we'll see gold pushing higher. If it takes out and closes below 23.14, well, then we're looking at 22.77 around that level, possibly lower. It all depends also on RSI. If it's closing below 40, well, we could see a larger correction lower. If it can push back higher and back above 60, we're still in a positive sentiment, but there's divergence indicating we should see a correction. But it's a little bit up in the air at the moment. It really struggling. Silver, on the other hand, it seems to have been forming at this double top like pattern here and testing the key support at $30, 30.04, but I would say $30, dipping below. At close below, I think we'll see a sell-off down to the 28.50, which is 61.8 of this uptrend here, but it's also 161.8 projection of the double top pattern here, so it's just around, and we can also argue we should measure it from up here. Let me just grab it. There we are, measure from there. So it's very close to this 61.8, around 28.50. I think we will reach. I don't think we will reach all the way down to 28, 27.75. Platinum. Sorry, that was the future. Here is the FX. Rejected at 61.8 at 1,066 correction, but key support here at 1,015. That should be observed. I think we will bounce from that. We're still in a positive sentiment on the RSI. No divergence indicating we're likely to see higher levels. Copper really has run out of steam at the moment, and we are in for a larger correction, currently at the 786 retracement of the last leg up here, but it's also at the 38.2 retracement of the entire uptrend right there. We could dip down to 146.60, but RSI is still in a positive sentiment, so I think maybe we could, if we start seeing a bounce from here, then I'll think, okay, that's it, and then we'll slowly start crawling back to above 480, 490, and there will be some really struggling to get above these levels here around 487, 490. On the WTI, testing once again 76.60, so range bound between 80.60 and 76-ish level here. As you can see, this support area here between 75.70 and 76.60. So range bound, I would expect here for the foreseeable future. And finally, on crude oil, also once again testing the 80.72 support. Will it bounce? Oh, if it does close below, well, then we're looking at 77 levels. And as usual, we have the yields that actually pushed higher. We are in a positive sentiment. We are in a positive or bullish trend. Reached almost the 786 retracement at 464. Correction kicking in. I think we could see it dipping down further a little bit to 443 before it will resume uptrend. We have all moving averages pointing to higher levels. All right, that's all for today. A long one, I know, but a lot of stuff to catch up on. Have a nice day and happy trading.